It's a Monday, so hard right, hard left. Thing got the most right, thing got the most wrong. Obviously, I wasn't on it all last week. Again, fighting through some health stuff. So we're going to do the thing that we got the most right and the thing that we got the most wrong between the two Super Bowl teams and participants. So let's start on a sad note, thing that we got the most wrong, which was the Patriots as a whole. I did not think the Patriots, I like the Vrabel hire. I have been very vocal about how good I think this quarterback class could have been coming into the season and even last season. Not just not predicting Drake May being a MVP level player, but I thought the roster as a whole was still a draft or two away. I didn't believe in the Stephon Diggs signing. I thought it was a reach, and I thought we had seen Stephon Diggs' best days, which by definition we have, but he is still a really, really good receiver, and a guy who now, on his resume, being able to elevate Josh Allen, being able to elevate Drake May, like we've seen what he can do with these young quarterbacks, and that's got to count for a lot realistically in the career of Stephon Diggs. So I did not think I was a Bills believer at the start of the season. I thought they were clearly the best team in this division. I thought that I had the Patriots around where I had the Dolphins, which I was not high on the Dolphins either. But I thought that, if I got to pick a team, I think my official standings were Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets. I did think they were going to be better than the Jets, but that's because it's the Jets, man. There's not a lot of hope there. But that's what you have to consider when we do our reviews at the end of the season, and you're like, what grade and how successful was this year? I don't care if New England gets blown out in the Super Bowl. This has been an A+++ season because this team is only going to get better. They still have cap space, especially the NFL about to up the cap another $30 million. You had a couple more years of Drake May on a rookie deal. You had a great draft class. You had a great first-year free agent class. And if you believe in, which I think is a pretty consensus now amongst smart media members, ownership, GM, coach, quarterback, you're 4 for 4. And that's going to put you in a position where you are in AFC power for years to come. Did I see it happening in year one? Obviously not. And I think you are going to get to a point with the Patriots where now, whatever level you think Drake May had to carry them right now and how great he's played this year, he is going to be able to do that less and less as the roster gets better, which it will, as the talent around him improves. He's not going to need top 2, top 3 MVP finishes to finish first in the division and have a chance to compete for Super Bowl. But I would be lying if I said, oh yeah, I just knew this team from day one was going to be this good. I wasn't convinced. I was one of those people when they played Buffalo early in the season. And I was like, I think this is going to be yes, you've had a good start to the season, but this is going to be your first knockdown moment. This is going to be your first, you're not quite there. And I've been very consistent on this as well. I do not care about the schedule stuff. Am I going to look, and this, I just want to get ahead of this. If you are somebody who is going to look at the Patriots next year and go, oh, see, they're not quite as good because the schedule's a little bit tougher. Just don't be dumb, man. They played a Bucs team early in the season when the Bucs were still good. The Jets and Dolphins are probably not going to be good next year, so they still have an easy-ish division. We'll see what the Bills look like with a rookie head coach. Obviously, they still have Josh Allen, so you can't count them out. But this has been such a wildly successful season, not just for this year, but setting themselves up for the future. And I know if you're my age, the Patriots dynasty was so damning and scarring because Brady was beating all of our favorite teams and he was winning all these Super Bowls and he was going to all these Super Bowls that we don't really want to like the Patriots. Although I've always kind of liked their uniforms. But we don't want to like the Patriots. We don't want to like Brady. We don't want to like Belichick. Like, we don't want to be just like, oh, they went 5 years of not being good and now they've already got their franchise QB, head coach, all these good things going their way. And maybe that's what led into my opinion of them to start the year. But you got to give credit where credit is due. And when you're wrong, You got to own it. I would not rechange or go back and revise my opinion at the start of the year. I do think they are still realistically, I think next year's team is going to be even better because you have a chance to sign more free agents and you're going to have a better draft class. And now that you've made it this far and Drake May's established himself, there's going to be guys who want to go play with Drake May. George Pickens is a premier free agent. You don't think George Pickens would love to play with Drake May coming off the season he just had? Like, the Patriots are officially back as an AFC power. And so, again, I was just dead wrong on them to start the season. I did not think they were going to be this good, this quick. I got to own it. I was wrong on the New England Patriots. Congrats to them for being in the Super Bowl. And do not throw asterisks because history almost never remembers asterisks. Like, the all-time asterisk that I've been alive for is maybe the Raptors team because the Warriors fell apart. But when you say Kawhi Leonard, two-time NBA champ, and a finals MVP, you just say that. You don't go back and go, well, Kawhi Leonard, two-time champ, finals MVP. But what would have happened if KD, yes, for the nerds that want to go and break down every single thing that happened, they'll do that. But the average fan, you've got a two-time champion, and he's a finals MVP. We don't need the asterisk on the Patriots schedule or what happened in the AFC Championship game. And again, that is coming from a fan of the team that they beat, whose quarterback was out. Congrats to the New England Patriots. Hell of a season. I was dead wrong on you, and I can admit that. HardRight for the Seattle Seahawks. And this is maybe a little... I don't know how real people are going to believe this, but again, this is why we record everything, and this is why we have film. Shout out. I didn't think Sam Darnold was this. I did think there was going to be a little bit of a step down from Addison, Justin Jefferson, Kevin O'Connell, Darius the left tackle. I thought Minnesota offensively had so many pieces in place last year for Darnold that he was going to come down a little bit. But I thought he was better than Geno. I've never been the biggest Geno guy. Give Geno credit for what he did in his career, bouncing back from being with the Jets to having good seasons with Seattle. But Darnold, I was like, this has real potential. I did not think his numbers, because again, he had another 4,000-yard season. He got 14 wins. That I would be wrong on. But Darnold over Geno, I was in the minority of like, hey, I think this has potential to be an upgrade. I didn't go out there and slam my foot down or put my chest out and go, absolutely, Sam Darnold is just light years better than Geno Smith. But I thought, if you saw what he did last year, what he was able to accomplish, again, will the numbers go down a tick? Because I did not predict JSN having a Justin Jefferson type season. But you also can see Justin Jefferson, who works with everybody, you saw the first time in his career a decline in stats and numbers because he didn't have the right quarterback. And what would he have if he had Sam Darnold? So Seattle giving them 3 years, $100 million. No. Did I have Seattle in the Super Bowl? No. But Sam Darnold over Geno Smith? I'll take that as a minority. And you got to look at, this is a little bit of a side note, but we're going to get into this a little more at the end of the show. As much as I wish Sam Darnold's story was truly like, oh, this might revise NFL history, I think it's going to be tough. I just don't think guys have long enough careers in the NFL to have a Sam Darnold type story. But a guy who Kyle Shanahan liked, a guy who Kevin O'Connell liked, a guy who Clint Kubiak now is also going to be one of these head coaches who he likes. At some point, like, just these coaches and these NFL executives and these personnel guys, sometimes it's okay to just say they know better than us. And so, and this is my theory at the beginning of the year, Seattle got a ton of credit, and they deserved it, for being like, Russ is no longer the guy. Russ is no longer the player that he used to be. He's a franchise legend, an all-timer, but we got to move on. He's no longer that guy. They deserve credit for that. That same line of logic, though, why was it not applied when they got rid of Geno Smith? All I heard when they got rid of Geno Smith was, how can you get rid of Geno Smith? They just got rid of Russell Wilson. who historically is on an entirely different tier, multiple tiers above somebody like Geno Smith. So not saying that I had to be this Sam Darnold's MVP. Sam Darnold's going to go out there, get you your 4,000 yards, 14. Not saying I was that guy. But I never understood the whole, like, Darnold over Geno, to me, felt almost common sense. Like, I'm not shocked that you're looking up at the season and it's like, who had a better year, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith? And yes, does Geno Smith have a JSN? No, but he had him last year. Does he have Clint Kubiak? And we'll see how that looks as far as how great that holds up historically as an offensive coordinator. Is he one of those geniuses? Because remember, Clint Kubiak was on the Saints last year, and they got off to that amazing start, and then it all fell apart. You can have strong opinion. You can have confident opinions without having to be hot take, put your chest out. I ain't saying Sam Darnold's MVP. I'm not saying Sam Darnold, best quarterback ever. I'm not saying I just simply said Sam Darnold, I think, has a chance to be better than Geno Smith. And I don't think that was that crazy then. I obviously don't think it's crazy now. Historically, it looks really good. But again, Seattle got rid of Russell Wilson, who is, in my opinion, still a Hall of Famer. I understand people that say he's not, but I'm not really big on kicking guys out of the Hall of Fame once I feel like you've hit Hall of Fame status. So, Darnold over Geno, Seattle was right. I believe I was right.
I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.